Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome back to the StarCraft 2 commentary. My name is Axeltoss, and we got a special game today. This is a birthday present, this is a birthday gift to the one and only Heddles in the bottom right-hand location, the Blue Protoss player. His buddy emailed me, he's like, Axeltoss, do you want to cast this replay? And I'm like, no. And he's like, please, and I'm like, no. And then he's like, but it's his birthday, and I'm like, okay, let's do it. So Heddles, happy birthday, man. I hope that with every year in life, that you get older, you become more wiser. Don't do drugs, go to school, go to class, stuff like that. Perfect. There was a special I wrote it down. Axeltoss, why are you so irresponsible? Oh man, he's like, hey, can you say this in the cast? Can you please say this in the cast? Well, he said if you feel like it. Well, it was a very passive suggestion. I'm looking for it right now, but I'm having trouble. Well, I wrote it down, I promise. I did write it down. I really did. Like from the RSD crew. That's what I want to say it was. And you know what? I'm going to stick with that. So, Heddles, happy birthday, man. I'm going to cast this if you're a professional player. Of course, we got the professional player. The best player in the world in the bottom right. The Blue Protoss player, Heddles. Going with the gateway. Perfect timing on that guy. 13, already 2 food ahead. 2 food. Oh, I'm falling into that trap. A lot of commentators say food. And that's like not what it is. So supply I like better. So I'm gonna say the supply. 15, already 3 supply ahead of his opponent there with that gateway. Adding on the gas, perfectly timed gases for Heddles. He's gonna be destroying in this game, I bet. His opponent in the top left-hand location, not as important. We don't care as much about him. He's Extinguisher, and I have a feeling he's about to be extinguished by Heddles. And it's gonna be awesome to witness. Spoiler alert. You know, it's not really a spoiler because whenever Heddles is playing, you know he's going to win. Is that a spoiler? I'm not sure if it is. If a player is really good and always wins, is it a spoiler saying they're going to win? Probably. Probably not. I'm not sure. I do not know the result of this replay, but we'll see how Heddles does. Opening up with 2 additional guys on each gas. Very nice indeed. Cybercore, a little bit of a supply block, but that's actually on purpose. That supply block was on purpose. You wanted the Zealot to get a little bit of an extra training inside that gateway to make sure he's a super ghost when he pops out of that gateway. That makes sense. It makes sense. I'm perfectly fine with that. Got the Cyber Core about halfway through, and a 3rd pylon way before he needs it, but that's okay. Actually, no, that's a fine timing of that pylon. Actually, perfectly timed. Anything else that Heddles does that's not perfect doesn't exist because everything he does is perfect. His opponent in the top left-hand location putting out 2 gateways and a cyber core. Looks like he's going for a 3-stalker opening. The question is, when are the mothership cores going to come on by? That's what I want to know. That is what I want to know. Generally, when the 100 gas is reached, we see that. Oh, going for a fast expand. I love this move here from Heddles. Very ballsy play. He does not mess around. Going for the economic route. He's like, you know what? I feel like going late game. That's what I feel like. I'm very confident in my mid game. I'm very confident in my macro and my micro. I'm not going to let whatever metagames exist right now deter me from going for that fast expansion and showing the world that I am, in fact, a beast when it comes to the mid to late game. And it is up to my opponent to meet me in that demand. Does my opponent have what it takes? Does he have the guts to go late game with me? Probably not, because I'm Heddles and I'm a year older and I'm awesome. That's perfectly fine. Mothership Core coming down here for Heddles, as well as a Sentry. Oh my god, my computer's stuttering a little bit because that Mothership Core is so fierce and mighty. We got a Zealot and a Sentry now, chilling at the top of this ramp, making sure nothing gets by. This is their dominion. This is what they control. No one is allowed through unless the Zealot gives a say-so. Mothership Core as well going to help out. Now, Extinguisher, the Red Protoss player, going with not 3 Stalkers, getting a Zealot, a Stalker, a Sentry, and a Zealot. Pretty crazy opening here. So the 2 Zealots is 200 minerals that could have been into a Nexus, which is important to note. So Heddles is going to have a much faster expansion, which means Extinguisher is going to have to do some extinguishing very soon, because if he doesn't, Heddles will get a nice advantage leading into the mid-game. And there will be no comebacks possible, because guess what? Heddles is going to have 2 mineral lines to work with, getting more money than he does on his birthday from gifts. Natural expansion is like a birthday present. More money for Heddles, which is always nice. Could transfer some over there, but he's going for a Forge and a Twilight Council. And this is actually, he like left a big gap here. And that can be the most annoying thing sometimes. Because things will get trapped, and I just predicted that, and it just happened. Oh, man. That's a little annoying there for Heddles, but that's okay. That sentry, he is tasked with defending the mineral line. If there is a drop, that sentry will have a force field. If he deploys a guardian shield, he will be able to encompass, at the very least, one probe in that guardian shield, provided he nudges himself against that nexus. Even adding on a cannon for extra security. Trying to find out where to place it. Finally able to place it down in that mineral line. The other probes unwilling to move until the last second there for that cannon. Just being extra safe. Putting one at his natural... Well, that pylon, he's probably putting that so he can put down a cannon at his natural expansion as well. Heddles playing very safe, does not want to mess around. We could open up the production tab. That'd be a nice thing to show at the 8-minute mark. Gosh dang it, Axeltoss, what's wrong with you? And Extinguisher is freaking out, man. He thinks an attack is coming. Oh my god, he saw his opponent's natural expansion, but he's still chilling back home on one base. So that's a little bit of a questionable decision here from... And he made a nice... What's up to everyone making these little holes? That's fine and all, but... Dude, that's going to be annoying. I'm telling you, man. I bet an Immortal or a Colossus. This Immortal will come down and it will be trapped. So we're going to have 2 trapped units in this game. And we look at this, the probe. The probes are starting to accumulate here in this little fortress. You know what? They're playing fort. Or maybe these are the kids. The kids have to stay in their room. While the adults get the damage done and get working. All right, Extinguisher coming across the map here. Mothership Core. We got 3 sentries, 3 stalkers, and 3 zealots. It's a lot of firepower. Can Heddles handle it? He would be able to handle it if he had the sentry. No. Can he handle it? There's an Immortal on the way. This is actually pretty scary. He has no units. Warping stuff, man. Don't get supply locked. Okay, he has 4 gateways, so he should be able to warp in a bunch of stuff. He should be chrono boosting his gateways, because this is a scary force. Mothership Core needs to be ready for that photon overcharge. That needs to happen from this Mothership Core. We need to see the Mothership Core deploying the photon overcharge on the natural expansion nexus to extinguish Extinguisher. But here he comes. Extinguisher coming forward with the stalkers, targeting down the zealots, the sentries in the front as well. There's a time warp trying to slow down the rest of the sentries. But is it going to be enough is the question. Immortal coming down the ramp, trying to help out, coming in at the last second. There's the photon overcharge onto the nexus. Great micro there from Heddles, getting that down in time. But Extinguisher has a lot of units here. Immortal extra bold here, trying to go for that attack, but gonna back up. And it's not going to be enough just yet here for Extinguisher. Going to wait for that photon overcharge to back up. Might need to force field the ramp here to prevent the army from going up into the main base. Immortal gets targeted down and killed. Photon overcharge continuing to do damage, but the Protoss army in the red is now up in the main base. Heddles desperately trying to hold on. Does he have what it takes to stay alive in this game and hold off this attack? Sure, he has a lot of probes at 59 to 47 in supply, but that's not terribly indicative of what's going on because army supply is 23 to 10 in favor of Extinguisher. And I just realized this game audio is like, it's killing my ears. I'm trying to talk and it's overwhelming me. All right. We got Extinguisher targeting down this Robo, but no, the Robo stays alive. Miraculous photon overcharge placed on that main base nexus. Immortal gonna be sauntering out here. Presumably, okay, there we go. Gonna be A-moving now, attacking these individuals, attacking these units. Can he hold on? Can he hold on, or will he be extinguished? Okay, stop using the word extinguished. Really, Axeltoss is too much. An Extinguisher targeting down the natural expansion nexus. This is one of the most intense, the closest matches I've ever seen. Can Heddles hold on? That's the only question I have on my mind. The Stalkers trying to target down that nexus, but the Zealots are being heroes right now. They do have 1-1 extremely powerful Zealots right here. The Stalkers feeling the hurt, feeling the pain, gonna back away, and Heddles gonna hold on to that natural expansion. At the same time, warping in 4 Zealots in his main base. Not sure what they're doing. Still a playroom going on here with these 3 probes and a sentry. Heddles doing a great job so far defending this, but here comes the third attack here from Extinguisher. The Immortal going to be targeted down, and Extinguisher will... No, it's going to be so close. Great micro there from Heddles. Able to pull back the 20 HP Immortal, but look at this. A Warp Prism. Oh, you know what? Guess where that Immortal was, ladies and gents. Guess where it was. I'm actually going to go back in this replay and see where that Immortal was. Because I said it would be trapped, and I feel like he got that Warp Prism to pick up that Immortal and bring it over here to the natural expansion of Heddles. Heddles having trouble dealing with this Mothership Core, but going to be targeting him down with those 2 Stalkers. Great play there by Heddles. Top play of the day. Look out for that in the top 10. But he looks like adding on 2 pylons. He's not going to get supply block. No way, Jose. And Heddles now 74 to 35 in supply. Some of the most inspiring StarCraft 2 I've ever seen in my entire life. And we got Extinguisher adding on 2 additional gateways. He's still on 1 base. Going up to, oh my god. 10 gateways on 1 base. 10 gateways on 1 base. Okay, should I explain why that's not good? Okay, so in StarCraft, your warp gates have cooldowns, right? So as long as you make units, as every time your warp gates cool down, you should only have 4 on 1 base. And that will be enough. And look, he's rallying his immortal over here now, so it doesn't get stuck in the hole. So he's going up to 10 gateways. And he's not even going to be able to use them all. Like, he just warped in 4 zealots. And he is... Well, we're not going to talk too much about that. But the question is, can Heddles hold on? He's biding his time. Being very careful. Doesn't want to die. Doesn't want to overextend. Heddles is a patient man. Some call him the Spoon Protoss. Some relate him to Thorzane, the Spoon Terran. He makes sure he wins games, and in order to do that, he extends it perhaps longer than necessary, but he's sure as hell going to win the game. There's going to be a little drop here in the main base. 4 zealots drop down. Extinguisher running away with the probe. Excuse me, Heddles going to be running away with those probes. He's not overreacting, though. He's realizing there could be a counterattack in his natural expansion, so keeping plenty of units there to defend against that. Sending these charge lots over here into the main base to defend against those zealots. The Warp Prism going to phase out of phase mode and going to get out of there. More gateways being added on here from Heddles. He has an appropriate gateway count. Looks like 7 there. That's the perfect amount for 2 bases. I wouldn't expect anything less from pro player Heddles. He is the next Protoss Bondro. Now, there is a hidden expo in the top right-hand location. Heddles hasn't done much scouting. In fact, he has no idea if his opponent is on the map. Could be a random AI sending units at Heddles. He doesn't know. But now he is sending his first observer across the map. You know, but that's the way Heddles plays. He makes sure that he plays super perfect, super safe, that no matter what his opponent does, it does not matter. Because Heddles, his build is so perfectly constructed that no matter what his opponent throws at him, he will survive. In fact, he will win any battle as long as he plays his early game focused and accurately. And that's what he's done here today. Only now, scouting his opponent, spotting the lack of a natural expansion, and realizing that he has the game won. And now all that remains is for Heddles to march across the map and destroy his opponent. Now, Extinguisher has a lot of zealots here, so he might go for a counterattack. But look at this. Heddles is on top of it. He's prepared. He's got a cannon in his natural expansion as an Archon, even adding on a 3rd base here at the middle right-hand location. Playing very safe, very strong, adding on 3 cannons as well. Heddles does not mess around. And now, Heddles charging into the main base of his opponent. This could be the very end of this game. 3 Immortals, about 7 Zealots, a Stalker, 4 Archons. And there is nothing here to defend. Mothership Core is even attacking his own pylon. That's how disgusted, that's how in shock Extinguisher is. Caught completely off guard by this attack. Kind of like Game of Thrones, when King's Landing was assaulted, or actually when the ships were destroyed by the green flames. Spoiler alert. Extinguisher. His flame is going to be extinguished. Okay, stop. Stop with the Extinguisher. Zealot counterattack happening from Extinguisher and Immortal trying to be a hero, but that's not going to be enough. Meanwhile, the main base has been demolished by Heddles, taking absolutely no prisoners. Goodbye pylon, goodbye gateways, and now wondering, why hasn't my opponent left the game? This is over. This was over since I joined. This was over since you saw me on the loading screen. When you saw you were facing off against Heddles, you knew there was no chance you could win, especially on my birthday. Heddles gonna back up, trying to make sure he wins. Uh-oh, the natural expansion getting taken down by a lot of zealots. Uh-oh, the minions, the little children of the Protoss base, the probes, are being chopped away at by the zealots. These 2 zealots saying, get away from them. You are not allowed to go after the probes, and now Heddles is mad. He lost a couple probes here. But Extinguisher going to be attacking the 3rd base. Can he bring his way back with this small zealot force? Heddles realizing he has an army across the map. Going to continue looking around for his opponent's extra bases. Little does he realize The closer his enemy is to him, the further his enemy is away from danger. Throwing in some Lord of the Rings lingo, yes. That is the logic employed here by Extinguisher, building his base literally right next to his opponent's base. Coming ever so close. Oh no. Immortal, trapped again. The Zealot counterattacks are stressful. They are everywhere. To make things worse, Heddles is supply blocked. But Heddles has a 138 to 18 supply advantage. It's only a matter of time before he takes the victory. Probes and a sentry. This sentry has been very tired throughout this game, but Extinguisher was defeated, and Heddles is victorious. And that's going to conclude the commentary. That was fun. All right, guys. That's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This has been Axeltoss casting a PvP between Heddles and Extinguisher. Heddles, happy birthday, man. I hope it's a great one. And super thanks to your friend for sending me the replay. It was a joy to commentate. And remember, do not give up, because nothing is standing in the way from you in total victory. You could be a future GSL champion based on what I've seen in this game. The mechanics are solid. The game sense, impeccable. The patience, legendary. All right, guys. See you in the next video.